grit, 80 grit, 100 grit, and 120 grit, we will normally water pop again to raise the grain. After that, we'll hit it at 150 grit for 30 minutes, then water pop, then hit it at 180 grit for 30 minutes, and then water pop again. After sanding at 180 grit, it's time to address those small pinholes. These pinholes are from air bubbles trapped in the epoxy. For this, we use our Acfix 705. We start by putting the cyano glue into a small mixing cup. Then we add the same color pigment that we used in the initial pour, so this pour will match the original pour. After a quick mix, we'll use our mixing stick to fill all those voids. We find it best to place the cyano glue right next to the hole and let it drip in so that it doesn't trap air in there again, which would be exposed when you go to sand this epoxy off. After filling all the pinholes, we'll use the activator to give it a quick mist, which cures the epoxy and makes it ready to sand again. Sometimes you need to repeat this step a few times because when you're sanding the epoxy down, you may expose other air pockets. After we are happy with all our small fills, we'll normally hit the edges with the router. We normally give it a 1/4 inch round over, which gives it a nice smooth edge without taking too much away. Next up, we'll give it a quick water pop, and then we'll sand all the edges and the top at 220 grit. We normally spend 45 minutes to an hour at 220 grit because you're going to want to give this step a little bit more attention and make sure everything's smooth and up to your standard.